Go on, brother.
Good afternoon, Knicks Nation. Welcome to the playoff edition of Sky Hoops Knicks Dream. To join the conversation, drop your comments in the chat. I'm going to be also sharing the actual link to be a panelist if you choose to. With that being said, I want to introduce the notorious BUG in the building so he can kick it off and tell us his take on what happened in the last game and what we should expect for this game. So
What
fire
happened?
away, brother.
What happened in the last game, people, is plain and simple. They have better talent. Our will was not enforced. Tonight, our will be enforced. You gotta play these guys, make it personal. That's the only way you're gonna have to do it. You gotta make it personal. They are a more talented team, straight up and down. We miss more shots than they do. The consistency is there with them. What's here for us is our will. We've been winning on will alone because, as you know, most of the games this season we've been down and came back and won. We're gonna have to put our will on these people, as we say, put your boot on their back. I would say something else, but you know, too soon. So I would say put your boot on their back and take this. We got to take this. There's no tomorrow. I don't want to hear about cleaning out lockers. And Bede is hurt with a torn meniscus. We need to get through this series at one game at a time, but we need to play this one like they beat our mama. And with that, I'm gonna throw a chest pass to the Dream.
I'm gonna take that chest pass. I'm just gonna cock it back and come straight down the lane. So, we talked about last one. Everything is earned in the Mecca, and I think the Knicks were probably just a little bit too literal with that. You could earn your wins on the road too. You don't have to wait to the Mecca. But that being said, we also talked about the offense needed to catch up to the defense because even though Atlanta's looked a little bit more splashy and they've been able to run their offense without any hindrance, we have been holding them point wise at least to the last game where they broke out for 113. But for the most part, holding them low 100s, which is what we've been doing all season. But the problem is that our offense is not kicking off the way our defense is. So it's not matching, and then we're losing our energy because of that. We're getting dejected, and it's like falling apart towards the end of the game. Again, in the last game, that terrible third quarter popped up. It's been eating us all year long. We thought we got over it when we had our little stretch of wins, but it just came back to bite us. And unfortunately, like you said, Atlanta's a better team. They've been a better team on paper all year long, and finally they put it together. And on the court now, they're playing better than us. But that doesn't mean we still can't pull wins out against this team because our heart and our will and imposing our defense is what carrying us through against most teams this season. So that being said, I'll leave a little food on the plate. I see my man G Money slid in, so I'm gonna slide it underneath. Underhand pass cross court. Go ahead, take it away, man.
Thank you. Salute everybody. Salute. And I'm gonna do a reverse monster mash. So it's gonna be a tough game. I think we'll win tonight. We just got to watch out for the shooters, and we just got to play physical. If we can play physical, watch out for the shooters, limit turnovers. We can win tonight, though. It's gonna be a tough game tonight because usually the closeout game is the hardest game. Usually, so it's gonna be a tough game for both teams. I think we'll win this game at home. I think we're gonna play with so much emotion and heart and grit, and I think this team's gonna give a fight. What we also have to do to win this game, we have to. Our starters had to step up. Our starters need to step up. Julius and RJ. Randall and RJ need to be more consistent. And also, we need Reggie Bullock to step up. He's been terrible in this series. Come on, a goose egg? Seriously? Nah, man. He has to hit shots. He has to hit shots and defend.
Yeah.
And that's the only way we can win this. So, and also another thing, too, before I pass the rock, we just need to watch it for the Trey and Capella pick and roll. So with that, I'm going to do a bounce pass to my man, Santana.
Thank you, G Money. So this is the thing, and I know we said it in the last game, but it keeps rearing its ugly head. Tibbs is getting flat out coached.
I'll coach you.
Yes, the players,
Yep.
they deserve blame and accountability, but also Tibbs deserves a lot of the blame as well. He has not been making the adjustments. He's been stubborn, pig-headed in his approach to the game. He's not making the adjustments like he should be making in the playoffs. Regular season is one way of coaching. Playoffs is all about adjustments because going in that an opposing coach is going to take away your first and second options on offense. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you guys been listening to the out not the outtakes, but in-game interviews that take place, and they're interviewing Nate McMillan, and they're asking, or he's talking to the players and talking about how they're approaching the game, and he say, let's force them to the third and fourth options. Let's take away their first and second options. That's coaching. That's coaching. You're not hearing that on the tip side. You're not hearing that. Why are you not hearing that? Because he's not making the adjustment. You know what I'm saying? It's night and day. If y'all listen to it, they're telling you the game plan in real time. And unfortunately, Tibbs is failing in that respect. I'll give him credit. Regular season, the team achieved more than any one of us potentially expected. However, Tibbs has been around long enough to know when it comes playoff time, it's about adjustment. He's going to need to get a coach on that bench that can help him with offense and making in-game adjustments. Because the assumption here is that you're going into every single game, doing your film study, tweaking your game plan for the following game. But you're still not seeing those kind of adjustments. So to expect them to do in-game adjustment, that's a whole nother level. So with that being said, I'm just gonna pass the rock to Notorious, and then we'll keep chopping it up.
Okay. What you're saying is absolutely right. We're talking about coaching. As I said in the previous games, number one, do not let Trey get in front of you. Why? Because as soon as he gets in front of you, he goes for the pick and roll. Number two, defend the pick and roll. You got a man on the left, you got a man on the right. Do not let the man get in front of you, because he gets in front of you, he cuts in front of the pick, and that's when the roll goes and the alley-oop is in. What you have to do is play both of them straight up. Do not play above the pick, play below the pick. That way, when he comes by, there's somebody on him, there's somebody on the man who has the pick. And you start blocking him out so that he can't go for the alley-oop. Once you know that man, that Trey is covered on the opposite side, then you have to give the other man your back and make sure he's not in place for an alley-oop. At the same time, as I've been saying all season, take these shooters off of their three-point. I mean, you know where they shoot from. All you got to do is watch it when they warm up. They have their spots in the corner. Take those spots away. And it's not just the Knicks. This is going on in all the teams where people are just having coffee in that corner, and all of a sudden the ball falls off and give it to them for a free shot, unopposed. And if it is opposed, it ends up to being a foul for 3 shots because you done lost them and have to run to them. All right? Take those men off the spots. If you do that, you have a chance to win. And I say it, and you know how I am. We hitting the beach, man. You got to play these guys like they beat your mama. That's what you got to do. In terms of offense, our guys got to be more consistent. Bullock, you got to shoot.
I'll be right back, guys.
You got to shoot. U-Haul, take it to the middle. Rose, take it to the middle. Just like I'm saying about the other team, our players are sitting in the corner drinking coffee as well. But you got to hit the shot. Once you start hitting the shot, everything opens up, and it's a different game. We have to hit the shot. Okay, that's our problem. I see. We got my man. Look like H2O is driving home so he can make the game. So I'm gonna throw the ball to him through the legs. Go on, man. You hear us, H2O?
What's up?
It's on you.
Can you hear me?
What you gonna do?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, he can't hear us,
You are
man.
in the show.
He can't hear us, so I'm
Well,
gonna
I'm
pass
on the
it to
road. That's another thing.
Bill Stradamus.
So,
Okay. H2O, can you hear me?
Go ahead.
Go
He's
ahead,
muted.
because he's on the road. He's on the road.
All right. I basically my only sentiments basically is what's the NBA's, I don't say it's new, but what is it, win or go home?
We not going fishing.
I hope not, but
So
we have
I
to
don't want to go fishing. I do not want to go. I do not.
Hold on, G Money. Hold on. Bill is talking.
we have to
Oops,
do
my
this,
phone. Sorry.
we have to do this for 3 straight games, starting with tonight. Win or go home, then back in Atlanta, win or go home, and then back at the Garden, win or go home. So there's, it's not much to talk about with regard to what we have to do. We have to win the games. Now, with that being said, I see a lot of Randall hate on social media, and it's like they're blaming him. And my position on that is, this is the guy's first time in the playoffs. And as it is with most of the guys, the only guys who have been in the playoffs on our team are the guys that Tibbs has worked with before, which is Rose and Taj. No one else on our team. I'm trying to think.
Bullock?
Has Burks been in the playoffs?
Yes, he has, and so has Bullock.
Okay. So with us being, I want to say, I won't say a new team, but we're sort of a new team. We're in the playoffs. All of that stuff falls on the coach. That just like we said the last time. They're out there. Their offense, we have no offense. We've been that way all season. However, we were able to get over because for whatever reason, Randall, the Killer Bees, and and others have stepped up in certain spots, and we became a team that no one expected us to be. So we was good enough to make it into the playoffs. Then once the playoffs starts, we play a team that we beat 3 consecutive times in the regular season, and then in the first playoff game, they won, right?
Yes, they did.
They won the first game. They won because their coach, who is as good of a coach as the one that we have on our sideline, that man knows how to make adjustments. And he made his first adjustment with that team was that he turned them into a more defensive team. Once he took over, they became more defensive and they became a better team. They have better talent than we have, so we have to keep that in mind as well. And therefore, it was up to Tibbs to make the necessary adjustments to counter Nate McMillan's adjustments. And his adjustment has just not worked. His adjustment was starting his Chicago faithful and letting the second team, just do whatever. And it hasn't worked. And I think that he's just, I don't know. He has to make some type of adjustment. Now, we were saying last episode that that perhaps he should go back to, let Elf start, because Elf, as we all pointed out, when he's having a good game, is usually in that first quarter, is where he does all of his damage and he has a good game. And when he has a good game, more than likely, we usually pull those games out. Now that he is basically, I don't know what happened specifically because he's only played Elf for 8 minutes in that first game. We lost. He made his adjustment in the second game, but Elf played only 5 minutes. And then the games 3 and 4, he didn't play at all. And it hasn't worked. So therefore, he has to make another adjustment. Now it might not be starting Elf, but he has to do something different. You can't go out there with the same game plan that we went out there with the last 2 games and expect to win this series. So I'll leave it at that for now. And who am I passing the rock to?
Let's see H2O. Let's see if H2O.
Are you back?
No, he's not back.
Can you hear us?
If you can hear me, I'm back. If I can't hear me, then I'm not back.
We can hear you now.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm running through town, and I don't know at what point this is going to be a dead zone. He has to attack Trae Young. He has to make him pay for that defensive liability. If you don't take advantage of that matchup, then you are just an average coach. You are not the great coach that everybody thinks that you are. That's my take on it. Whether it's Bullock, whether it's Burks, one of those 2 guys has to take the ball in the blocks and back him down and make them bring help to him so that then you can swing the ball around to an open shooter on the other side. But that giving the ball to Randall at the top of the key or at the top, that doesn't work no more. That double pick at the top, that doesn't work. That's stupid. It's like, yo, I could get a high school team to beat that. So take it away, guys.
I think it's Dream's turn, then G Money.
This is my dead zone, so I catch you on the other side.
Okay, go ahead, G Money. I mean, go ahead, Dream.
All right, so I mean, they're all great points. I mean, we saw the game. All the people we normally tell everybody else to watch out for, they all ended up having good games. I mean, what we need to stop is the trend of the 3-point shot, right? So I went back to see last year, Nate McMillan. I think he took Indiana to the playoffs, and then they lost against Miami 4-0. So I was just trying to see, like, what did Miami do against this guys? Like, it's a different team. I get that. But he did have some decent players on that squad. They didn't have Sabonis going into the playoffs. So that completely changed that entire series. But it was by basically looking at, like, Butler, Adebayo, and then the 3 shooters, Dragic, Hero, and Robinson all got hot basically in that first series and then ran straight through the playoffs. And that's basically kind of how we're constructed a little bit. We have our guy that we kind of run our offense through is Randall and stuff like that, right? And then the other shooters are supposed to free him up and pull that defense away from the inside. The problem is we're not getting in that shooting that we're accustomed to. Like our shooting is going from 12, 9, and 9, and their 3-point shooting is going 10, 12, 15, 16. So both teams are trending in the wrong direction, if you're a Knicks fan anyway, you know what I'm saying? So we have to get a hold of that. And like I said, run guys off the spots. They're way too comfortable. No more, like you said, Bugs, no more cups of coffees on the outside, man. These guys, we've seen them 5 straight games now, right? So it's like we already know where they're going. We know where we can see, like when we're watching the games, we can see how these certain people, they just float to certain spots. Gallinari likes the top corners, don't lose Herter in the corner. Don't lose the other guy, Hunter, in the corner. They like to float to those spots. So, if we can see it on TV, then like you said, the coaching needs to make those adjustments. I agree with H2O about you have to make Trae Young pay on the defensive end, because if you don't tire him out, he's just going to be sitting around doing his thing all game long. That's the one adjustment. That's it. You know what I'm saying? The other adjustments that he's trying to make, I get it. Like, he wants to bring his guys in. He figures maybe it'll improve the smarts of the floor game. Right now, sometimes they get trapped and they don't know what to do unless Derek, when Derrick Rose is off the floor, stuff like that. So, I'm not sure if that Taj Gibson Noel, change really helped either player, because both guys are playing under what they were doing during the regular season. So I don't know what's happening with that spot, but we got to do what we can, and what we can do is just fight, man. We just got to seriously fight for everything we got left. We're in our last game, and basically, Pat Riley, I think it was like against the Knicks early in the '90s or something like that. He had this quote, man, and it just never left me, and I always liked it. Adversity introduces a man to himself. So basically, you got to look yourself in the mirror today, boys, and just figure out what it is I could do better to help this team win, because nothing you've been doing to this point has been happening top down on the roster and the coaching staff. So with that said, I'll toss it down. Go ahead, G-Money.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you made some great points. And for us to win this game, we got to come out with a sense of urgency. We got to step on Atlanta's throat. We're at home. The crowd's buzzing. We just got to try to extend the series. And also, for us to win this game, Julius Randle needs to post up. In my opinion, he needs to attack same for RJ Barrett. And our bench, here's the thing, and I noticed this too. Our bench was so good at home, but struggled on the road a little bit. Our bench has to be consistent. I expect our bench to show up. And to me, Phibbs, like you said, Santana has to make adjustments. When you see one player who's playing well, who's being productive, keep him on the floor. When you see another player who's struggling a little bit, they got to take him out and put someone else in. Phibbs has been out. He's a good coach, but Phibbs has been out coached by Nate McMillan in the series.
Absolutely.
And it better change, though. It's going to be – I think we'll win tonight. But I'm a true Knicks fan, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't see us going to a game 7. I say we win tonight. We may lose game 6 because, again, I think we're a better home team. But on the road, we haven't shown on the road that we're consistent. That's my problem, though. So I think we'll win tonight, but I think we go home in 6 games. With that, I'm gonna do a behind the back pass to my man Bill Stradamus.
And I'm going to get the hockey assist, and I'm going to tap it over to Santana.
Yes,
all right,
sir.
thank you. So we got King JC in the chat, and he's he got jokes. But listen, hey, it's all good. I know you're an Atlanta fan. We're not hating. We recognize, and there's no excuses. We're calling it straight. We're calling it like we see it. Bottom line, the Hawks have played better. They've been their coaching has outcoached our team. Their players have outplayed our team. That's a given. We give it to you. But what we're talking about right now is what adjustments, what decisions, what moves the Knicks need to make to pull out a win. Whether they do it or not, we'll see. That's why we tune in. But, have your fun. It's all good, man. It's all good. But that being said, yeah, definitely. It's all about making this kid, Trae Young, to work on both ends of the floor. On offense and he's on defense, whoever is he's defending has to take advantage of him. Got to get physical. Got to take him to the low post. If not, then you got to set a pick so that you could get a mismatch and put somebody who's going to put their weight on him on defensive end. On the offensive end, you got to pick him up 94 feet. Make him turn his back. Make him turn. Don't let him come dribbling the ball and not impeding him. You got to make him work so that by the time the fourth quarter comes, he got no legs. But if he's coming up the court, nobody's touching him, no resistance. He's gonna have a field day as he's been doing. It's basic basketball, man. And the Clips, I gotta take it back to the Clips when. Back in the 90s, when the Chicago Bulls and the Lakers were playing each other, they put Scottie Pippen on Magic Johnson, Hall of Fame players, picked them up 94 feet, made Magic turn his back, changed the dynamic of the entire series. Okay? When Chicago played the Indiana Pacers a few years later, Scottie Pippen did the same thing to Mark Jackson. Okay? Gary Payton has done that when he was in his heyday with the Seattle Supersonics. Muggsy Bogues, a guy that's 5'3". Nobody wanted to dribble the ball 94 feet on Muggsy because he's going to rip him. That's what we got to do. If we don't do that, then, hey, man, he's going to have a field day. And then we deserve to lose. These are the things that need to be done as a coach in terms adjustments to make a guy like him pay and force other guys to try to make decisions with the ball. Plus, you're eating the clock. You know, if you're picking him up 94 feet and he's trying to dribble and dribble and dribble, the clock is ticking. So they're not going to have enough time to run their sets on the half-court sets. But if he's coming down there nilly-willy, freestyling, styling and profiling and, doing the Walt Kleiser thing, you know what I mean, or Walt Frazier thing, then, of course, they're going to have enough time on the clock to pass the ball a few times, work the Knicks, and get this shot off. With that being said, I'm going to drop it off to Bugsy. Go ahead, Bugs.
All right. I agree with you only up to half court. And the reason I say that is because we only have two guards that can stay with them from start to finish. One of them you have ruined, and that's Ephraim. E is out of it. Even if you started him this game, he's not going to be the same player mentally because of what you did to him. That's only human. IQ can pick him up from start to finish, but you have to explain to IQ, you cannot let him get ahead of you. There's no way in the world to let it. Why? Because as I said, don't fight above the pick, stay below the pick. When he goes for below the pick, one man takes the pick, one man takes the roll man for the alley-oop. You're going to have to do that. Number two, all right, H2O is absolutely correct. I've been saying it from the beginning. Whoever this boy is sticking, he has the height advantage on him and the weight advantage on him. Post him. Post him. Post him. Post him. All right? You keep posting him enough, they're gonna have to give him help. You keep posting him enough, he's not gonna have the energy to run all over the place. That's the problem everybody has with IQ. He has so much energy you can't keep up with him. Well, that's Trae Young. Except for Trae Young, unfortunately, has more talent. And the problem is that you can't run behind him all day. We only have two guards to do that. Rose can't do it and play offense. He cannot do it. If you want Rose to give you what he's giving you now, he can't be running around following Trey Rose all day. He can't do it. IQ can do it, but you got to tell him how to do it. Ephraim is damaged, and it's not his fault. I'm sorry. You got to play a man and let him get in the game. You don't take him out in 2 minutes, and then don't play him at all for 3 games.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying, man. That's
because that's your starting guard.
And he started all year. I can see if he just experimented with starting him. He's been starting all season. Even when others were saying that, he shouldn't be starting, whatever, Tibbs stuck with him. You're going to stick with him to the playoffs and then dog him like that? I don't get that. I don't understand.
Well, the truth is, if you took him off from starting, he should have came on with the second unit. Once you put him to the end of the bench, you have ruined that man's mentality towards the game and towards that series.
And your rotation.
Well, yeah, your rotation too. But understand, you had a man that you could possibly use, and now mentally you cannot use him. All right? And as you can't use him, you know what I've been saying this whole time? Luka got his shot. Luka. He got his shot. What you going to do? I mean, you made all that noise about him coming before the playoffs. What was the purpose?
That's what I said before. Didn't understand that one either.
Right now, you got a guard that nobody knows how to guard because they don't know anything about it. Now, whether you use them or not, it's up to you. Knowing our coaching, let me tell you, everybody's talking about the coaching. I need y'all to realize something. Mike's not there anymore. Mike was doing the offensive coaching.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Mike's not there anymore. Once Mike moved on, you saw the difference.
Woody.
Yeah.
You saw the difference. He had a good team.
Man.
It's the team. And even with coaches, it's the team. We don't have that anymore. And that's unfortunate. But the deal is, you want to win the game? All right, somebody, whoever that boy is sticking, plant yourself down low like the olden days and start working on him. Work on his body, work on his shoulders, on the post, turn around. Let me tell you, never tie that boy's arms out. And I tell you, I'd rather him beat me with the three than to come in the paint. So as I said, one man takes him. Do not fight over the pick. Come below the pick. Either let him shoot the shot, or one man takes it up, one man takes the roll for the alley-oop. And the other two in the corners, make sure that they're not in their spot. And with that, because I hear the noise,
pass the rock.
Pass the rock, Kobe.
Pass the rock.
He's open in the corner. He's open in the corner.
I see. I'm a flip it right, and I'm gonna throw it left to H2O.
Yo, shit! Pass it already before I get another dead zone.
Don't crash, bro. Don't crash.
Listen, I just want to say I want to thank everybody who's come on to this podcast throughout the year. To this.
This ain't the last one.
Yo, my dead zone. She be quiet. I will say this next to the last one. Okay, this is the next to the last. Okay, and I just want to say, we had a great time, and the guys, they took us as far as they could take us. It was up to the coaches to take us the rest of the way. I think it was already been said. We don't have no playoff experience. We show that we were just as good as Atlanta during the season, but not during the playoffs. And their coach, their players have come to play. Coach or no coach, players came to play. Randall been off since day one, and you can't blame that on the coach. Okay? But they have not made any significant changes. Go, take it away, whoever wants it. I'm throwing the alley-oop.
On that, Randall's last game, he did 23, 10, and 7. But as we all can see, it wasn't an effective 23.
It wasn't impactful.
Empty calories. Empty calories.
That's
hey, H2O. You know what roses smell like, right? So stop doing them. Rose in, not Rose.
Yeah.
Who gets the rock now?
Did you chime in, Bill?
No, okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Only
Bill.
thing I wanted to chime in is to say we keep saying that what they have to do against Trey, they got to make Trey work on defense, and offensively, they have not done everything to stop him. One thing that they haven't done is with what we all said: double him early,
trap him
early, make him give up the ball to whoever else, and let that other person have to make the decision. They haven't done that yet. They keep going at him with one person. Now, one person may pick him up from the backcourt, and then the next person, if it's Rose, he'll pick him up after he comes over the half court. Both of those.
Just to interrupt you, Bill. To say that is to say that we're holding the people in the corners. When these guys are shooting in the corners, there's nobody around them. So where is everybody if what you're saying is true? Exactly.
Well, I don't know. Where are they? Trap him and make him give up the ball. See, the thing is, if he's able to get past the half court, he's surveying the whole court. He knows where everyone is. He's there doing his dribbling, and he's making perfect decisions. When he drives, he'll either get a foul call, he'll drop his teardrop, or he'll throw the lob.
Or he throws it in the corner
100% of the time. So we can't let him get that. Then if we play off of him, he'll use a quick screen and get open and shoot the three. However, he's more effective when he's able to survey the landscape and make a decision. We have to take that part away from him. Take him making the decision on how they're going to score. Take that away from him early. Take that, like I said, soon as if he happens, okay, say if he decides to start Rose again, Rose pick him up as soon as he gets across the half line. Rose and someone else is going to have to run at him and trap him. But then with the understanding that he's just gonna make a pass. It's not like they're gonna trap him. He's gonna be able to throw a lob over a trap. He's not. He's just gonna be worried about getting the ball to the next person, and then we have to make sure that whoever that next person is has a hard time making whatever decision that person is going to make for them to score on that possession. We're going to have to make it as hard as we can, but because we're not able to do that with with one person. So, my guess is that he would pass it, or whoever's in the backcourt with him, that person would get the ball passed to them. And then we'd have to worry about playing that person because Tibbs is playing one-on-one. He's not doubling. He's not doing. We can't play a zone against those guys because those guys will shoot the zone to pieces. So we're playing one-on-one ball, but we're still not doing it smart enough. And that's on the coach. And Tibbs is and what is his moniker? He's a defensive specialist, so-called. So therefore, why can't he figure out something or a different way to guard and to slow down that team? He's not doing it. And then on offense, he's clearly not making adjustments because he lets them. We come up the court, whoever comes up the court, and they give it to either Randall or Barrett, and those guys they're playing ISO long ball. Mm-hmm. That we can't win that way. We're not going to win that way.
We're not going to win with brothers.
We can win games like that, but we cannot win that way against this team. And it's apparent. We're what? We're 4 games in. And we're down 3-1. So I'll pass the rock over to Dream.
Yeah, Dream.
To Dream.
All right, I'm gonna come down. I'm gonna left hand windmill this switch for everybody. Set everybody down a little bit. We call it 20-second timeout. We already know what we need to do. So basically, this is a 3-step program here, right? So first step for tonight's game. Save face for the fans, all right? We supported you all year long. We rode with you guys, both good and bad. A bunch of people wanted to jump off this bandwagon when they lost those 4 or 5 games in a row, but they turned that around real quick. And so after these games, I know everybody's disappointed. They want a different outcome. But, man, let's just ride for these guys, and they need to ride for us for this game at the Garden, okay? And then we'll take it to the next game, and we'll figure out how to cage that bird in Atlanta, all right? And then hopefully, if we can do that, I'm still got my hopes up for that we can pull the miracle at the Mecca, all right? So that's my 3-step program for the next 4 games, but it starts with tonight, saving face for the fans. Yeah, we here, you know what I'm saying? And we not going nowhere. So, you got to get it, man. Save that face. These guys out there trash talking now, smack talking, all talking about we trying to be tough. We not really that tough. We just pushing around and all that kind of jibber jabber. Don't worry about that. Our guys are not worried about that. But if anything, that should be more fuel for the fire, man. Now these guys feel good enough about themselves. They're just going to talk trash to you in your own house, right? So I don't know. I think we need to, step up. And we have the horses that can still pull this off. These guys can shoot. We haven't shot well at all. Right. Can we please pull it together for a game? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't let that be a fluke. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know the entire season wasn't a fluke. That was like 72 games, brother. Like, let's get it to go. Let's get it going. We finished 4th, 3rd in the league in 3-point shooting percentage. Can you please give us one game, start us off, give us a taste of that, something somewhere near that, and then lock down the D in the 4th quarter. 3rd quarter, come on, man, please. Just one good time. Play even at least, and then lock them down in the 4th. Don't go down and then come out in the 3rd quarter. You're already down 3 or 4 points or whatever, and then you're minus 13 to come out of the 3rd quarter. That's never going to work for us. Mm-hmm. We're not a team that can come back. We got to play even and then fight it out and grit every game out. So we've been doing it all season like that. I don't expect anything different tonight. I expect my TV screen is going to shatter once we do win this game at the buzzer. And I'm hoping that, Somebody like Burks, or even Bullocks. Maybe they get their game going today because man, those zeros from Quickly and Bullocks, that's horrible. So I gotta jet out of here. But I thank you guys for coming on tonight. So I'm gonna jet out, but I'm gonna drop my score. Knicks 100, Hawks 97, and unless it goes to overtime, and then we'll push a little further because I do think we're still going to get 2 overtime games possibly. Salute to you guys, and hopefully our boys pull it out tonight. So I'll take that, and I'll send this to the coach. Go ahead, Santana.
No, go G Money, your turn.
G
Money sleeping.
we're trying to put the Hawks to sleep and survive another day. If I had to make a final score prediction, I think we're going to play our best game of the series. I think so. I'm going to say New York 115, Atlanta 100. Here's why I say that. I think this is the Knicks team that's going to come out here
115, 100?
115 to 100. I have a weird feeling, though.
All right.
I can see a scenario when we'll be close early, but around like second quarter or third quarter-ish, we pull away. I can see that type of scenario. I think I could be wrong, though. I think this game is good. I think we're going to come out with the right mentality on both sides of the ball. I think that we're going to contain Trae Young, and I think we're going to swarm the perimeter a little bit. So I think that – and also Clint Capella, who is yip-yapping a little bit, I think will have a rude awakening time. So I think we'll win this game by 15 points. And with that, I'm going to do a bounce pass to my man, Notorious.
All right. Well, I got the game 107 to 103. All right. And I have it that way. If our shooters can hit shots, if we post Trae and make them work, if we work below the screen, let them beat us with the 3, but don't let them in the paint. Hold the guys that are drinking coffee in the corners. Hold them. Because that's ridiculous. And like I said before, it's not just the Knicks. This is going around the whole league where people are just sitting on the corner by themselves. And it's crazy. People are playing catch up and fouling them, or they're just shooting with nobody on them, like practice. They have to stop that. Okay, you do that, you can win the game. All right, tire Trae Young and keep his mind, on defense as well as offense. And you do that. It is admitted by Atlanta that he's the worst defensive player on the starting 5. So what do? You make them work. If you got somebody who could play on offense, what do? Make them work. You got to make the man work. Make the man work. We can do this. And you got to play this game personal. You ain't got to yap with them. Don't open your mouth to say a word. Just bust they behind. Bust they behind like they've been picking on your brother at school. Bust their behind. All right? That's what you got to do. Once you do that, especially if you do it in the third quarter, they're going to hold their heads down, and that's all it is. Game is over. Once they drop their heads, the game is over. So that's what we got to do. And with that, I'm going to pass it up to the coach.
So yeah, man, listen, it's gonna be about being physical, playing good hardcore defense and playing smart. Don't get caught up in the trash talking because we haven't won enough to be talking. We gotta go out there and show why we are the better team tonight. One game at a time. One thing that they're gonna have in their favor is the home court advantage. So that garden's going to be rocking. The fans are going to be loud. That's going to be the energy that you need. You're going to have the home cooking. Maybe mama's cooking up in there. And then, of course, the second unit should be able to play even better, because when you're home, you're more comfortable. You're going to come out. You're going to do what you're going to do. Of course, everybody got to step up. Everybody, all hands on deck. It can't be, only this guy and that guy. No, we need a team effort. We need everybody to come in, and we need Tibbs to use 12 to 15. Use some fouls. Use Frank Nitikita. Pick up, Trae Young. Frank is big enough.
Listen,
use them fouls. Go ahead.
Put Put Pelly in there. Let him rough up Capella and them. He's our five with some meat on his body. Let him go in there and knock some guys around a little bit.
There's fouls to give.
Everybody. Yeah, I agree.
There's fouls to give.
You can't be going out there with 7 players and thinking you're gonna win.
7, 8. No,
that's not working. That's not gonna work.
Use your roster. Use your fouls. Make these guys have to work.
Absolutely.
If not, you're burning out our 8. Your 8 or 9 plays, you're burning them out because you're playing them 35, 40 minutes. Why? Use those guys off the bench to slow the pace down, to make them turn, to give them hard fouls. Hey, slow it down. There's no need to run and gun. What's the rush?
I'm gonna tell you this. Watching the Brooklyn team yesterday, I don't think they even sweat. It was so casual that I don't even think they sweat. And I'm not saying Boston is a scrubby team. They're hurt, but they're still a professional team. And Brooklyn let the game come to them, and everything seemed to have been easy for them. From the shooting outside to the pick and roll to dropping off, everything was easy. We got to let the game come to us, and we got to do what we got to do. And I'm telling you, you got to take this one personal.
You got no choice. It's win or go home or stay home. You know what I mean? So you got to take it personal. You got to do whatever you got to do to win the game. That's the bottom line.
Exactly. Anybody that does James waiting and not getting back on defense and all that, they got to come out the game.
Captain Hook.
I don't even accept it from him. You got to come out the game.
And we can't have him complaining. Stop complaining to the rest. Play ball. That's the one thing I don't like about Randall, that he's getting into the habit of constantly talking to the rest. Yo, play your game, man. Play.
He started doing that after the All-Star game. He started becoming one of those complaining to the ref every other play. Stop doing that. Don't do that.
If you want the call, take the ball to the hoop.
Yep.
All right, take the ball to the hoop. Go for the dunk. You're going to either get the dunk or get the foul or get blocked.
And get to the free throw line.
That's right.
Yeah, and when Capella is out the starting lineup, attack the basket. They don't have really shot blocker other than Capella.
Coach. I don't even want to hear that. I want you to go to the rim when he's in the game. I don't care.
True.
Personal. This one is personal.
True. And you can get him in foul trouble.
Take it. Make him eat every damn word he said. Yes. Everyone.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right, Notorious. Take it to the basket. Take it to him. Make him foul you. He ain't gonna block every single attempt.
That's right.
He's not gonna block every single attempt. So take it to him and slow the pace down. This got to be a grinded out kind of game. It can't be this run and gun. That doesn't work to our advantage. We got to go out there and we got to slow it down, make it ugly, scratching, biting, kicking, screaming, whatever it takes.
Yo, I'm looking in the chat, man. King JC got a partner in there. Who's that? Nick? Hawk Dreams.
Unless he changed his name, I don't know.
Or is it the same person?
Maybe because they're spoofing us. Which is all good. All good.
Listen, it's all good. I was just wishing that my daughter would get on there and give them
the business.
Give them some of Mama's cooking. But she might not be listening.
It's all good. It's all they're having fun with us and they deserve it. Look, when you're winning, it's all good. If we win this next game and we win the next game, we're gonna have fun with this. So have your fun now. Have your fun. We still have faith. As the towel says, we're still here. We're here. We're not out until we're out.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to make my prediction. I say the Knicks win 100 and Atlanta scores 90.
All
That's
right.
going to be my mama's cooking.
Mama's cooking. I'm going to give my score too. I'm going to give some mama's cooking because I think at the crib, we need to hold these dudes under 100 so that they can know that it ain't gonna be easy, even when we go back there down to Atlanta. And I'm gonna say 107 90 107 96.
Got my 107, huh?
Oh, I didn't write that down either. Yeah, well, 108.
Nah, you can take my 107.
107.
We family.
107.
We family.
107
107.
96. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. And I see H2O is, he looks like he's he's inside somewhere.
Yes, I am.
Let me pass it over to H2O so
How you guys doing?
drop
Yeah.
some. It look like you ordering some food.
It looked like you get ready to surgery.
Listen. This is going to be a defensive struggle, man. It's a defense 98 to 90.
We
Mr.
lost
Freeze.
him. Mr. Exactly. That's his new name, Mr. Freeze, aka Mr. H2O, Mr. Freeze.
From H2O to
Mr.
Freeze.
So I mean, listen, I guess we could start wrapping it up because it's only about 7 minutes away from game time. So any last words before we close it up?
No words, action. No words, action.
There you go.
My only words, I got 4 words. We at the crib.
All right. And I got 1 word. Pain. Like Clubber Leg in Rocky. Pain. I predict pain. And the pain is going to be on the Hawks' end. They're going to feel it tonight. The Knicks are going to make them feel them.
Yes, they will.
Their backs are against the walls. It's time to just come out, throw the kitchen sink at them. All hands on deck. Take no prisoner. With that being said, we always close out the show by saying, once a Knick, always a Knick. All right, fellas, we'll pick it up during the chat.